here I go. So there was a recent interview with the former CEO of SIE, Sean Layton, stating that when your video games cost exceed 200 million in exclusivity is your Achilles heel. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with your Achilles, but if that goes down, you go down. I don't know if you guys have seen Troy
or Chucky.
Or Chucky, and you see that Achilles get hit, you're going down. It takes down the best of anybody. So he's saying it's really critical that those exclusives and those costs are not going well. But then he goes on to say that it reduces your addressable market, particularly when you're in the world of live service gaming or free to play. Another platform is just another way of opening the funnel, getting more people in. This is coming from the ex-CEO, bro. Like he's going off. So I'm just thinking, like, and most of this was him alluding to the success of Helldivers. He's like, look, you opened it up, booming. That's like pretty crazy. And he's also alluding to obviously the cost of Spider-Man 2 going upwards of
300 milli.
300 milli. So clearly, these are things that are happening that are not good for this industry. So I just say we'll start with that at first and just go off those initial statements. I'll start with you, Nova. What did you think about what the former CEO had to say?
Hey, man, just like you was saying, he was out here spitting, and I think he's right, man. And he brought an interesting perspective too, because he said that we're trying to pull money from the same people, right? So it's only a limited pool of people that you can pull the money from. So it's not, you can't just do $300 million game, release it to a select few people, and then expect to make all that money back. I think it said that for that Spider-Man 2 game, it needed to make $7.2 million just to break even. I mean, 7.2 million copies just to break even. Luckily, they did sell 10 million as of Valentine's Day. Insomniac posted Valentine's Day hit.
Was that including their royalty cost?
I have no idea if it includes the royalty cost.
I'm not sure.
But this is what I was reading. But
okay,
yeah. So like you can't just keep spending all this money in-house and then only releasing it to a select few people and expect to make all that money back. So yeah, he wasn't lying, man. There's not unlimited amount of money. Plus, if you have a live service game out there, like you said, the majority of the people just gonna be, coasting.
Yeah.
I know me, like I don't really be liking to spend a lot of money, even on live service games. I'll spend enough, maybe like $50-$60 so I can get my money's worth for the game. But yeah, man.
Right there with you. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm officially a PC gamer. I'm cheap. I'm cheap. I can't. That's why I'm not buying any games until Dogma. It's like, nah, bro. I am cheap. I can't. But what about you, Viking? What do you think about his statement?
No, I think what he was talking about, it's kind of been, nobody wanted to believe the Insomniac leaks, but like it's been evident since then, right? Like, especially when it comes to exclusivity, right? Like you have a game like Spider-Man or a game like Ronin even, or only a select few of your player base is going to buy this game, right? Whether that be 5% to 10%, right? Because what you've done is you have used so much marketing power to become the casual box. Your Call of Duty, your Fortnite, your, like, people have swung to you. People say they swung to you because of your exclusives, right? But the diehard, that's what the diehards say, right? But let's be real, most people go over there, for the exception of maybe Spider-Man and God of War, go to PlayStation for, because back then there wasn't any such thing as Robert was saying. He had a double dip because there was no cross play between the two, and most of your friends are playing on PlayStation, so you'd go over there, right? We remarkably grew up with Xbox and Halo, right? So like we kept getting the Xboxes and then PC and all that shit, right? But most people, it's like PlayStation. I mean, they were the marketing kings, right? I see Call of Duty, see that logo, PlayStation on it. That's where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. But then you make these games that are, you try to cater so much towards like a Hollywood style, and you're gonna have a super exceeding Hollywood budget. You know what I'm saying? Like the game's gonna cost a crazy amount. And then your studios are based in California.
Taxing.
That's taxing.
Taxing.
Just to be there.
Just to be
there.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know what? I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. That's probably the first move we making, bro. Like if I was like, we move in these studios to Texas,
South
Dakota, like, we go
or even Vegas. Vegas is right
Vegas.
there.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could still be on the West Coast or Idaho. We move in these studios,
Oregon, somewhere,
yes,
not
bro.
Cali, not a California area code at all,
No,
bro. It's nuts, bro. Like especially now after the pandemic and rising cost of rents and stuff. That's probably why Spider-Man 2 costs so goddamn much.
Because rent is high.
Rent
Hell yeah, bro.
Like, you're right. You're not lying at all.
Because rents do, and then most of these mocap places are probably in California too, so they got to raise their prices.
Yep.
These voice actors got to raise their prices. Like
that's true.
It's all encompassing. You know what I mean? That's my tangent, but it makes absolutely no sense. No sense for games to be exploding or ballooning that the way that they are. Yet you're still selling to the same player base, and the cost has only gone up 16% for you to purchase the game. So you either have to do one of two things, and one of them stupid. You can't raise your games to $100, because then you're really about to, like, you're not about to sell a lot.
No. Ain't nobody spending $100.
You know what I'm saying? Number two, what does it hurt you unless you have issues with, because Nixxes is your only studio that handles ports, right? And you're on a crunch, like, to get games out at a steady rate, right? What does it hurt you to release the game on PlayStation, timed exclusive? Everybody has FOMO like a motherfucker. Those reviews drop, they get it on PlayStation, right? But then 3 months down the line, release it on PC.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt you nearly as much as you think. You still have brand recognition because you get the game 3 months early. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be 6 months or a year. After a year, we already see what happens with that, right? We see the sales of God of War, and then 2 years later it comes out and it barely does anything on PC, right? Like the fervor is gone.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, man, 3 months, unless there's issues with getting the port ready, because like their latest ports have not been very good. Like Horizon. I wonder how the next two are going to do with the new Horizon and for Ghost of Tsushima.
I am curious to Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima could do numbers, bro, because I think there's so many possibilities to do mods with that game. It'll go crazy.
I think it'll just do numbers based on it's just a classic, literally.
Right.
It is.
And everybody loved it. So now more people can play it. So it's gonna hit.
But yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with what y'all are saying. I think because y'all in the PC crowd too, we cheat. And yes, it's the premium edition or director's cut, but that bitch is still $60.
Yeah,
it
is 60
and how old is that game?
4
years old.
Y'all didn't add near enough for me to do that. I'm sorry. I know y'all didn't.
Yeah,
like, nah, personally.
Yeah, and that's why I said we knew it was dropping. I was like, the only way I'm double dipping, bro, if there's a dope ass mod, for me, because then y'all drop some Afro Samurai or some Ninja Turtles mod in there, bro, like Last of the Ronin type shit. I'm in there. But Yeah. Paris, what's up, man? He said put Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on
The ColecoVision.
ColecoVision.
That's classic. That's
That
old.
boy said put it everywhere. That's crazy. So yeah, I it's gonna be some really interesting things. I know, like we talked in the green room, Deviation Games closed down. We have all the like a bunch of studios closed down, like a part of Sony, right? Microsoft let go Toys of Bob. There's all these cost cutting measures taking place. They say that they're going to reevaluate how they actually do business. There's no games dropping this year. We don't know what the roadmap looks like for next year. We don't know anything from that side, right? Yeah. From a first party perspective. And that's fine, but like there's a sea change happening in front of our eyes. But what we already see what the outcome what Microsoft is doing. They're porting games over to more places. Right? Nintendo Switch and PlayStation.
Yep.
Why keep Santi is like, why are we keeping shit on the shelf if it ain't moving?
Minecraft is everywhere.
Let's move it. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how PlayStation is going to handle it. Especially knowing you're not going to be able to do the next God of War at that same level of quality for under 200 million.
Nah, and they better not fuck it up.
We gonna see.
Are
definitely gonna see.
I mean, you could if you use some AI, but right? If you use like some AI stuff, hey, maybe. But are you gonna be on the brunt end of costing developers their jobs and being the boogeyman for that? We talked about that, right? Or, are you gonna move studio locations? Probably not.
Probably not.
Or are you going to make your game shorter, like how we saw what they're going to try to do with Spider-Man 3, to where it's going to be like 3 installments at $50, $60 a piece?
Jeez.
I
do not want that at all, especially with God of War.
But how do we cut the cost down, though? You know what I mean? Like, if you want to keep it exclusive.
I think that you just leave God of War alone, and whatever you always paying, keep paying it. Figure the money out elsewhere. This needs to stay. This is not broken. The God of War is not broken. Y'all need to fix everything else, but because they got God of War on lock. I don't know what. But other than that, I don't know what they could do. To your point, I'm not really sure. I hope they don't do anything wrong. It's with God of War though, so.
Because if you got God of War, man, you already know God of War is a money printer for you. So if you have anywhere that you need to spend some money on, definitely God of War needs to be that place. I don't think you can really kind of take pieces out of God of War and then people will still be happy about it. You really got to shine on that one.
Yeah. What about Horizon or Spider-Man? Can you cut those down?
I hope so.
You say you hope so. My man said, save God of War.
At all costs. I'm right there with you.
At all costs, yeah.
Yes.
For real.
Right there with
y'all cut whatever y'all want. Just not my God of War.
Because, bro, they've been so consistent. Every single one is great. Literally. It's like, I like every single God of War. I'm not even joking. They're all good. And if that's like, that is what made me buy my PS5. I got the bundle. Like that is a seller for me. It's like I have to play that. If I find out it's not hitting, oh boy, I'm just gonna be sad. And they're still probably gonna get my money, but it's just I'm not gonna be a happy camper probably.
Yeah, sad times in Astro World. It's gonna be for sure. Like we're doing bad. It's gonna be bad.
Bad. I mean, the way the economy is going too. I mean, like the cost of AAA gaming is just going to keep on rising. Like, you got two options, man. You cut down on what you're doing, make the game shorter, or you add, microtransactions, make it live service. Golly,
maybe it's the time to take risk and get real freaky. You know what I'm saying? They need to put out we need some Power Worlds. You know what I'm saying? We need some cheap interesting, good stuff to come out. Y'all may have to just risk it on interesting titles or something. You know what I mean? Something that just someone they have to buy because they've never seen anything. Katamari Damacy. That used to be a PlayStation thing. I was very interested in that game when it came out. I think that was only on PlayStation. I was like, you know what? I want this though. Like, stuff like that. And that game was one of a kind. It's like they may need to get back in the what is that? R&D, research and development. They need to get in the lab. They need to hire some kids. They need to get some imagination going, or something. I don't know.
I've been wanting Microsoft to drop another Viva Pinata, bro.
Hey, hell yeah!
I'm saying like that game was so clean.
And put that shit on Game Pass. This is the right time, man. Like they should put the old ones on. I would still check. Those games looked phenomenal back then.
Actually, they may be on something. I feel like when I was looking through the store somewhere, you may be able to still play them somewhere. They might be on the Game Pass.
No, they are. The Rare collection. The Rare collection is on there. Yeah,
and that has so you can still play Pinata 1 or 2.
Because I know they all of them.
Oh, okay, because they released a Viva Pinata I was not down with. I think later on, or it was some small version. I don't know if I was into it. The first two though, cool for sure.
Yeah.